back. It's Weather for Weather Geeks time on Thursday evening. It has been quite a stretch of weather of late. Today's storm system was kind of a dud, kind of struggled for most of the day, and we'll kind of review today. But let's focus on the cold first things first this evening. We're coming up on the 2-week mark of sub-freezing temperatures. This calendar view shows the high temperatures so far in February. We've been below freezing every day since the 6th. And we only touched 30 once. That was a couple of days ago on the 16th. So for the month so far, about 6 degrees cooler than the average. This will end up being the longest stretch of sub-freezing weather we've had since February of 2015, which was an extremely cold month of February. You know, we kind of skated by in December and January. It wasn't super warm, but it also wasn't very cold, and especially those overnight temperatures just did not get very cold in the first 2/3 of meteorological winter. But we are paying the piper a little bit here in the month of February. Here's where we stand as far as seasonal snow totals. We managed to pick up 1.2 at the airport today. Hard to believe, considering how much things struggled, but the snow did come down at a decent clip early on today. 52.4 is where we stand at the airport for the season so far. 44.1 is average through the 18th day of February. And last season, through today's date, only 39.4, on our way to the mid-40s. So we've already pretty easily eclipsed last year's snow total for the entire season. We're not alone in having a deep snowpack across all of Ohio and all of PA. The ground is covered to some extent. Now, our pack is, of course, kind of a mix at this point of snow and sleet, and it's just kind of a glacier, which will start finally melting by the end of the weekend. But yeah, most of the country east of the Rockies covered by snow, and one of the most extensive snowpacks in the lower 48 states that we've seen in recent history. Lots and lots of places have had some tough February weather. All right, our weather was not so tough this afternoon. We had a break from the snow flurries and snow showers. Again, this system really was fighting some dry air and just was a struggle all day today. But as expected, this is something that we did kind of get correct in terms of the forecast for this system. A reemergence of more numerous snow showers and flurries as we enter the evening hours, and that is coming to fruition. We were not alone in having kind of a so-so forecast with this system, at least initially. A few days ago, we thought 3 to 6 was the most likely forecast. We did back off as we got closer to today's event, but still, this was, for the most part, an underachiever. And in a place like D.C. and Baltimore and Philadelphia, they kind of had what we had with the early week system, sleet kind of ruining their chances of significant snow. All right, it's still awfully cold. Still a lot of human suffering and a humanitarian crisis, really, in the state of Texas. The power's coming on slowly, but there's still a lot of people suffering in the state of Texas, which was not prepared for this cold outbreak. And yeah, aside from Florida, once again, central and southern Florida, it is awfully chilly across a lot of the U.S. east of the Rockies. Pretty quiet on our weather camera overlooking 680 in Youngstown this evening. Travel conditions have been pretty good. As we get into the evening and these snowflakes become a little more numerous, the air temperatures will cool some, and of course the roads will cool some as well. And while we're not looking for much in the way of accumulation, yeah, some dustings, half an inch maybe, just enough to make a few surfaces slick, that's going to be a possibility. Some flurries may linger into tomorrow morning. Again, it's not going to be much, nothing all that impactful, but just be a little bit careful. You might encounter 1 or 2 slick spots across the valley. Plenty of clouds for our Friday. Flurries will try to reemerge towards the end of the day. Now, even though Lake Erie is 80% ice covered at this point, it's not 100% ice covered, and you can still get some lake enhancement and lake effect when the situation lines up correctly. And yeah, there could be some lake enhanced bands that try to form late in the day on Friday that might give us a reemergence of some flurries and snow showers once again for Friday evening and the overnight. Flurries will fade away then on Saturday. High pressure pays a brief visit. It's going to slide by to our south, but close enough that the sky should clear some Saturday night, making it colder. We've got single digits in the forecast for Saturday night, but while Sunday will start in the single digits, a big diurnal range is coming on Sunday. Clouds will increase, but will rise a good 30 degrees as far as the temperature goes during the daylight hours, and so finally we're going to get above freezing Sunday afternoon. It's been a long time coming. So 23, the best we can manage on Saturday. But we'll get up to 36 on Sunday. Looks like some rain and snow showers will then push in Sunday night and be with us into Monday. We've been talking about this for a while now. A distinct pattern change is coming up as the cold air finally gets kind of flushed out of our system, and the oranges and reds start making an appearance. And I think the warmest day overall compared to the average next week is likely to be on Wednesday. This map, I think, is a little underdone. I think, we've got a good shot at mid-40s next Wednesday, and that would be 5 or 6 degrees warmer than the average. All right, Climate Prediction Center, part of NOAA, put out their initial March forecast today. And here's what it shows. This is what the map should have looked like in the month of February. February in a La Nina winter with some of the other atmospheric drivers has almost always been a warmer than average month across the lower 48 states. This year is going to be a big exception, and we can thank the big disruption to the polar vortex back in January for the kind of unforeseen extent of the cold that we had in February. That's not going to happen in March. The days of a polar vortex disruption are behind us, and so March should snap back to a similar pattern that we had earlier in the winter, a much more typical moderate La Nina type of a map as we go into the month of March, meaning odds are favoring a warmer than average month, also favoring a wetter than average month. Again, kind of snapping back to a pretty typical looking La Nina map across a lot of the lower 48 states as we go into the month of March. Now, this is the initial March outlook, and of course, an updated March outlook will come out right before the start of the month. We don't expect there needing to be a huge forecast change at the end of the month this time around, unlike the end of January when it was like, oh no, February is going to be a lot colder than we initially thought. That shouldn't happen this time around because, again, the days of a big polar vortex disruption should be behind us. Thanks for watching tonight's weather for Weather Geeks. Be sure and tune in tonight on 21 News at 11, and I'll see you back here on Friday evening.